Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is Joey again. I know it has been a while, but I got another uncut win streak 5 for you guys. Now this was actually going to be a win streak 7, but as you can see here I got 0 turns. It wasn't my phone froze or something. Anyway, no excuses, it doesn't count. We're still just going to jump straight into the first clip. I apologize if I am speaking a little bit softly, but my daughter is asleep in the room next door. And I don't want to wake her up, so I can hopefully finish this. Now, spoiler alert, there will be no big giant board breakers from going second, unfortunately, but I do my best. And here I actually lock in Mitsurugi, I think, so no more reptiles can come. And every monster is banished. Now my opponent is still figuring out what that means. He got that card there that destroys a spell. So it's super important that we keep a Runick card on the field so that he cannot destroy my cards. I need to protect my cards with a Huggin. So there we go. All his monsters are banished. So his Murakumo just got sent to the banish zone because he still tried to summon it anyway. That's the beauty, yep, he does it again. That's the beauty of Clockwork Knight and Tikaboo. You can summon, but as soon as you summon, they become machines and it gets flipped around. Now, I get a perfect draw here with Inspector Border. That is always nice to have. Now I have a big body on the field to block any incoming damage. And I can actually attack right now, since I don't have any Runicks going on. I keep drawing cards. If you want to see the deck list, I'll try and record it at the end of this video. Meanwhile, my opponent is going to keep going with his cards, and now he actually discovers how Inspector Border works. So his only card, recycling cards, is now negated and was going to be banished. Next game. So unfortunately that game I disconnected. It was against someone setting up Horus, a full field of 4 Horus, and I had rivalry on the field. So I was about to tear that apart, but hey, it is what it is. Here I end on a little bit more of a stun version, still not a lot of Runick going on, but it seems like no adding is doing its job. Now here we get to banish, and here I actually maybe I could have attacked. No, I think I got Messenger of Peace turn 1 right. Anyway, I'm locking my opponent down. I am going to attack soon because I now have Synchro Zone and I can put out some pressure here. Now we know my opponent is playing Mitsurugi. I have no clue why he just summoned that for no reason. Now we negate all monster effects, so there is, well, activated monster effects. So right now, there is no graveyard, there is no adding, and there's no monster effects. How are you gonna out that? I guess my opponent doesn't really know either. He tried something here, I don't know if he gave up or whatever that was. But we just keep going. Here I make a mistake. I should have done this in the battle phase and not in the main phase. But it is what it is. We all make mistakes, right? My opponent has nothing. He summons a Maxi. I think he gave up already. And here we can actually clean up the field. So that is 2 Runick games winning on damage. Fast forward to the next one. It's actually a lot of fun to play Runick, guys. So I have a lot of... Oh, look at this. Hold on. 42 turns. So get ready for this. You're going to be for a long seat here. This is me completely locking my opponent down and just controlling the whole game. Luckily we have fast forward. So here we go. This is my opening hand. I go first again. I think I might have gone first on all of the... No. I'm not going first on all of these. I discard Skill Drain and I'm banking on Shadow Imprisoning Mirror being enough. So that together with Tikaboo will hopefully save me. And here I'm actually super happy. Now I know this Lurie is not going to special summon itself because of Majesty. No monster effects. Here I I open with a mirror so there's no dark on the field. I'm not sure if it's in the graveyard. Yep, no dark on the field and not in the graveyard. So these Mitsurugis tributing themselves, coming back, not happening. So I was waiting for this, for him to summon a second monster. Sometimes they misclick. I mean, imagine him discarding his Morokuno and we're facing a Night Sword Serpent. That would be amazing. Now I'm slowly starting to get in control, because I can now defend myself against this monster. I can take another hit if I want to. I decide not to. I decide to just pop it. That will not work. That will be negated. And here we start banishing some good stuff. All URs. Habakiri, Mitsurugi Prayers. I draw a tip, but I don't use it yet, because I need to protect myself. If my back row gets wiped, I can't have that. Here I'm even more secure now, because he has now no monster effects. He can only have one monster and he can not attack me. So I am well protected here, and I'm just gonna wait until I draw a second Runick card. So yep, that's gonna take a while. So let's talk about the season. You can see I'm back at Diamond 2. I have gone from Diamond 1 to, I don't know, back to 5 to 3 to whatever for like 3-4 times now. Meta is crazy, or am I super unlucky? I don't know which one, you guys decide, but it's not really going well for me. Anyway, it is good for the game. I am having fun. Here I am holding on, flipping up Rivalry, because if that is, I don't know, a maxi, whatever, I don't want him to be able to go into whatever. Here I draw my second Runick card, and this is what I was afraid of. So I'm not caught with my pants down anymore. I don't set the other Runick card either, so I am risking a little bit here. No adding, that's absolutely fine, because here I set another card. Because Runick Flashing Fire, it would be dead. I could only get rid of it by summoning a monster, and I don't want to. So now I remember why I didn't put that out. This card, however, I can use it on any monster he has. So if I have to get rid of the card, I can just activate it. If I have no monsters on the field, I have nothing for him to imperm. He cannot negate my trap cards with an imperm column. That's why I like to keep my field clean. Here I am actually just waiting again, because I need to get to my fountain now. I have everything under control. He can only have one monster that's stuck on the field. It cannot attack, it can't activate. And here he actually uses his negate on a simple runic spell. That is not really smart. Now I know I can use Flashing Fire whenever I need to get rid of it, so I set it, but I really wanted to get that Morganite out. He still hasn't understood that prayers is not going to help him. But yeah, we'll just wait. We'll wait, we'll discard some traps. Holding on, holding on. I know this is a little bit boring. It's uncut, or I would fast forward it for you guys. Here I actually draw a fountain, and now we can get stuff going. So, popping cards. Hoping I don't get ashed, which I don't. I get drolled though, but droll is quite alright. I use my tip before it resolves to grab a destruction. I want to get rid of that back row, discard some cards, and we just go on and on. We keep banishing. There's 10 cards left. I'll show you guys what's banished here, because it's a lot of good stuff. All these ritual spells, all these searchers, all these monsters. Ooh, let me mute my WhatsApp on the background. There we go. Alright. We only have 10 turns left, but you guys can see how this is going, right? Drawing more monsters. Here I want to finish him sooner, but unfortunately I just don't draw into the cards I need. He plays another deck lockdown, so he is kinda floodgating himself. I guess his goal is to set up a Mitsurugi board and then just stop. I promise the other games, guys, they're not going to be this long. I promise, I promise. Holding on to Inspector Border and Majesty just in case It's the best cards I could have, you know. All these other cards, they don't do much for me anymore now. And he draws his last card. If he doesn't win this game, it's gonna be over anyway. He has some shenanigans going on here. So yeah, Murakumo is back, but still cannot do anything in the battle phase. He tried that a couple of times now. Now he has no cards, so I cannot use any runic cards. And the game is finally over. So there we go. And we go into the next one, which fortunately is only 2 turns. That took a while. Runick Stun is a lot of fun. It's very satisfying when you lock someone down. I think when I was playing the game, I was cooking at the same time. Like not like in real life cooking. This first hand is godlike. So I got a Clockwork Knight and I got a Tikaboo. So I can lock him into using only 1 monster. And he summons a Sage, which cannot go into what is it? A Spirit of Blue. That blink 1 monster because it is not a spellcaster anymore. Also, he cannot have another monster, so he is stuck turn 1 into a monster with 0 attack. That is just gold. Okay, he does some shenanigans, and now that's going to the graveyard. It cannot be here. Same goes for for the maiden. Can be here. Now I wait with my destruction. I wanted to keep it for True Light, but him getting all his blue eyes engraved, that was not something I trusted. And it was indeed a Majesty. And one of the banished cards was a Drill Beam. So we got rid of the 2 cards that he really needs to mess with us. Blue eyes is a danger for Runick just because of the Majesty and the Drill Beam. And we got rid of both here. So scooping was the only thing he could have done, honestly. Now we actually go second. It's against a Mermill deck, and I think he messes up or he bricked somewhere. I don't really know what happened, but he just sets 2 and passes. So that's gold. That's great for me. Now I go straight into grabbing the fountain. This is all I need. An empty board and my runic engine running. What else do I need? So I fish for an Ash. Right, I keep 1 in hand, so I could, if I ever need to, do it again next turn. And I had to draw into a runic card because I have Tyrant's Tirade, which is brilliant if I can summon a monster, which I will now. He stops it, and here I take a little bit of a risk because I use Slumber, and now I have no runic cards in hand, which means I have nothing to get it back. But here, this could have already summoned a monster from his max seed draw. And then I have 2 bodies for Tyrant. But I didn't want to give him another card. So I just hold. I do it here, but he had maxi anyway. So another card for him. Now we banish him. And Mermill, if this cannot activate in the hand, they cannot discard to do stuff. It cannot activate on the field. So that is all too bad for him. Now all he has left is the graveyard. And we do have a Soul Drain in hand, which I'm keeping for Super Polyfather. But next turn, it might just come on the field. He cannot attack. Messenger of Peace is blocking him out of attacking. I'm completely safe right now. So here, I'm Morganite and I decide to give up on Super Poly. I just want to lock him in here. That will not attack me either, but he still hasn't figured that out. All his cards are now just normal monsters basically. There's nothing he can do. Here with Super Poly, get into a Mood Dragon. Let him draw some cards so we can actually recycle some cards. That's a full hand. 3 cards, a lot of new cards. And I got a new Super Poly. And my opponent scoops because he already knows this is not gonna go his way. So I almost wanted to stop the recording, but I promised you guys the deck list. I don't think it's new from what I used last time, but this is right now my Runick Stun deck. It feels good. Every time I play it, I start winning a lot. But for some reason, I just don't have faith in it maybe. To just play it a lot. I don't know why that is, but maybe we should start playing some Runick Stun. If you like Runick Stun, let me know in the comments. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully soon with a video in Master. Take care, guys.